Hey, I'm right back with another video. It's 3:38 p.m. It's September, sorry, where am I at? September 13th, Friday the 13th. Wow, okay. So it's one of those days. I almost forgot about the Friday the 13th day. When I was a kid, that was kind of a big deal. But, as you get older, it's not that big of an issue. But I just remember some of those little, not holidays, but like those special days that are on the calendar that people, they don't really celebrate them, but they kind of acknowledge them in some way. Like on Friday the 13th, people are very kind of superstitious, thinking that it's a bad day of bad luck or whatever. And of course, I remember April Fool's Day, because I used to always try to get people with my little tricks and stuff. And I was the kind of person who would love to wear out a joke, and I would do it because it was kind of funny to get on people's nerves with it, like knocking on people's door the day after Halloween for trick-or-treating and stuff like that. It's stupid stuff, but I found it extremely entertaining. So anyway, it's since it's Friday, I'm just kind of thinking about some household chores, which is really not that big of a deal, but still it needs to get done, and I'm still like kind of agonizing over doing the mopping my floors, which I try to be as clean as I possibly can be. This apartment, when I first moved in, was still kind of in a bad condition. Not like it, I can tell they made an effort to clean it up, but it's still kind of, let's just put it this way. I will never sit down in my bathtub, okay? I will never do it, okay? And I like taking baths every once in a blue moon. I'm a shower person, but every once in a while you might have a body ache or something, you want to get in the bathtub. I will never sit down in that tub, ever, okay? And I have scrubbed it. I poured bleach into it. It's colored, it's just like stained or whatever. And I've gotten some of it off, but I just don't have the elbow grease. I have seen on Amazon that they have these attachments for your drill, and you can actually scrub. So I was thinking about buying some of those. It is kind of a priority. If I can get it looking decent, then maybe I can take that, bath that I've been really wanting to take, and I haven't done it in a very long time. But anyway, so it's the weekend, and I feel a little bit better today. I'm not like 100%, but I feel a little bit better. Just been going through a lot in my mind, and trying to figure out, what am I doing? What's my next step? And it's hard to take steps, it is. It's hard to take steps once you've dealt with something like this, because it's like, I don't want to have to interact with any of my dumb family schemes anymore, and their stupid dumb job interviews, and their stupid standards, and their dumb bullshit, and their fucked up religion. I don't want to deal with any of it anymore. So I was thinking today, as I was driving, how does the whole Stephen Lyles and the stupid, idiotic Gordon clan merge? How does that merge? How does it come? Obviously, the Facebook issue. Okay, I suspect that my ex-brother-in-law was trying to convert me to make this particular relationship between Stephen and I work or something, and maybe I was forced to convert to that, so I was supposed to be able to be worthy of this person. And if this is the case, okay, because all this bullshit is like really no one's business. If he wants to come and see me, then he can come and see me, okay? And if something was to happen, a relationship was to actually formulate, then that would be something that he and I, and only he and I, would discuss about religion, traditions, and all these other things. It's not for these moronic people to step in and start, it's their little issue. If this is true, okay, it's their little issue where they always have to sabotage, step in. Family ties don't mean anything to me. They just don't, okay? A long time ago when I was younger, they did to a certain degree, but I've never felt like I was meant to carry their load. I was meant to help them. I was not meant to do any of that stuff, okay? I never had that close of a bond or feeling of obligation to these people. So it's like, get the hell out of my life already, all right? You don't dictate my jobs. You don't dictate who I see. You don't dictate any of those things, okay? You have in the past because you're an idiot, but no more, okay? I will never find it funny. I will never find it forgivable. Just get the fuck out of my life, okay? So I've said that enough times, right? But I've said it so many times before where they just continue to latch on. So I want to make it very, very clear. Okay? I really don't want anything to do with these people. And so I just feel like, you know, to try to, if that's the case, okay, if he was trying to convert me in order to make this like some sort of relationship that was worthy of like an upstanding relationship to where you have to be a Christian in order for this stuff to work. Like I said, that's between me and Stephen. If that was what he wanted to do, we would have that discussion. Okay, it is not for anyone else. I refuse to be. I don't really like the idea of family bonds and ties. Don't get me wrong, I love my son and everything, right? But I don't want to ever be in a family structure where people are telling me how to live my life. You either support my way of living or get the hell out of my life. That's just how it is, okay? Because, you know, my mother, even though I consider her to be somewhat flawed as a person, because obviously if she's somebody who encourages her children to behave like a monster to another helpless child, then something's obviously wrong with her, okay? But I will respect the fact that her and my dad had ideas that I respected. Like as far as, you know, when you're a certain age, you know, you can choose your own religion. You can choose, you can drink. You know, when I was younger, my parents were realistic about those sort of things because they knew good and well that kids are going to drink. Okay, now I didn't drink a lot, okay, but I did drink. I did go through my phase of drinking, okay? But I'm just saying is, people are going to do those sort of things, okay? You can tell your kids not to do it. You can do all this sort of stuff, but kids are going to do it. They're going to do it, okay? So they were realistic about it. So if you're going to do that, you have to be a certain age, and you have to be doing it while you're in the house. That was fair. It was understandable, and it made sense, okay? Not to say that you're encouraging it. It's just that, you know what? We're doing the best thing we can possibly do because we know that kids are going to be kids, right? So that I respect, okay? But I don't ever want to blend, you know, what I want to do for a living is they're supposed to have some sort of share in it. I never, ever signed up for something like that, you know? I would never, you know, accept something like that. I just wouldn't, you know? And so when these people step in and do these sort of things, speaking for me, or maybe they felt like somebody needed to orientate Stephen, you know, he needed to be familiarized with who I am as a person, so that they want to step in and start filling his head with things that, you know, things that they remember bits and pieces, how Maria was when she was 12. Who gives a shit, right? But I'm just trying to figure out where their angle is. But whatever it is, they don't need to be entangled in my life. I don't want it. You know what I mean? And so I'm making myself very clear about that. I don't accept that sort of thing. I don't want it. I don't want to live their religion. I don't want to believe their lifestyles. I don't want to adapt to their stupid eating habits. I don't want to be like them. I don't want to sit here and spy on other people, manipulate other people, sabotage other people. Their way is not with me, you know? And, you know, I have a son, right? His way may not be with me. Like, I'm into meditation and all this stuff. That may not interest him, okay? It is my responsibility to me, okay? Everybody has their own backgrounds, their own beliefs. You have your own family. You want to set up your own traditions, your own way of living, and that's fine, okay? But with me, you know, my goal as a parent is to make sure that my son follows his heart's desire, not mine, okay? It's his life. We only on this earth, to be sure, okay, but we can verify, okay, because there's so much going on in this world, in the spiritual life, you know, but in this world, all I can verify for sure, for a fact, 100% is the life that we're living here. And I don't want my son wasting it, okay? And I sure as hell don't want him, I would never do to him what these people have done to me, okay? So I don't want those kind of family bonds. You either support me, meaning be my cheerleader, like, this is what you want to do, okay, we're hot behind it. If I'm not asking for your help, don't help me, because you're not helping me. You're giving me shit, okay? Decades of it, and I don't want it. You know, love plays no role in the way that I feel towards these people. I don't feel any love towards them. I feel nothing but hatred and disgust. That is not something that I'm going to say, look back, they're probably thinking, oh, she's just saying that because she's upset. No, I will never feel anything for them, ever. Because I remember the girl that they terrorized when she was really little. I remember the teenage girl that they terrorized, and I'm dealing with the terrorism right now. I can't possibly love somebody that I consider to be almost close to being a murderer. I will never feel anything for them. So, today, I'm hoping to get a couple things done and just unwind and figure out this bullshit, okay? Because obviously Maria's not happy with her life right now, okay? And she's a little concerned, speaking in the third person, a little concerned about what's going on out there. You know, I don't, not that I care what other people say to me, but the thing is that, you know, I dealt with their traumatizing issues before. So I feel like, okay, I need to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to get out of this situation. I don't want to be in it anymore. I don't want it, you know, because what puts a damper on my mood is knowing that there's little elements of their shit laying around. You know what I mean? I suspect the house that I'm living in is somehow their arrangement. Okay, I hate these people. I have no love or respect for these people, so therefore I want to distance myself. I'm the kind of person, if I like something and then it disgusts me all of a sudden, something happens, I better not ever see it again. I better not ever see it again. I better not touch it. I mean, I'm like that with objects, and I'm like that with people. I can dehumanize people just as much as they dehumanize me. They're like shit to me, like pieces of particles of shit, you know. And, you know, I know that I come off as tacky the way that I express myself. This is my channel, okay? When we're talking about work, when I'm dealing with people outside, I'm very polite. I'm very, you know, professional and whatever. But this is who I am, okay? And when people make me angry to the point of what these people have done for decades and decades and decades, and then I'm getting closer to the end of my days, meaning the good years of my life, you know, moving into this, and I'm wondering how in the hell am I supposed to be able to take care of myself, because these people selfishly thought they were going to have a plan in place for the entire duration of my life that were completely opposed to everything that I needed to live. I hate these people. There is no way in hell that I could ever feel anything for these people. And like I said, since I can't do away with them, which is what I would really love to do if, of course, I wasn't a law-abiding citizen, the only thing I can do is express my feelings. And that's how I feel, you know? So anyway, back to the whole Stephen issue. You know, if he wants to come see me, he can come see me. I'm not mad at him. I know how, you know, my family manipulates people. I know how they have a need to always be in everything that I do. Everything, right? And so, like, if I have a friend, my sister Lisa used to be this. If I had a friend, suddenly that was her friend now. She's always been like that. You know, in her mind, everything is a competition. This little act that was played out in this community was a form of that childish bullshit competition that has evolved into something extremely sick. Okay? And I don't want to go into that part anymore of it, but, you know, if that's what he wants to do, then you know what? The door's always open. Okay? If he wants to talk about religion, then that's something that he and I would talk about. It has nothing to do with Jim. And Jim is not my father. Thank God. And he's sure as hell not my husband, okay? I wouldn't be that dumb enough to marry someone like that. Okay, yeah, I made a mistake marrying that idiot, but, you know, still, okay? I'm not, no, okay? I don't want anything to do with these people, okay? And so, you know, I think of these people, how they sabotage everything. Like, they sabotage my work, you know, and this issue with the whole Stephen thing. I don't hear from any of the people I used to know because they brainwashed these people, you know. There were people that I used to care about when I was in high school. I don't see them. I don't talk to them, you know. But they make sure that they manipulate everything, that they hoard everything. If I have something, they want it. If I have the ability to be successful, they're going to hoard that too. They want everything. They're just greedy, selfish people, you know, under the guise of religion, of course. So anyway, I'm running my mouth, but I needed to run my mouth because I felt like I needed to say a few things. I'm hoping to come up with some April Fool's jokes this year. Hopefully, next year. Hopefully, I won't have to be making these stupid videos anymore. You know, because I really want to go on to other content. I'm tired of feeling like I'm a TI. I'm tired of feeling like, well, you know, my abilities are limited because I got these fucktards in my shit. I'm tired of, you know, all of that. okay? My way of living doesn't lie with them. I want better things for myself. Not things that are like necessarily of wealth or any sort of prestige, but I want to enjoy life in the way that I want to enjoy life, okay? I want to be more social. I want to be more focused on things that I want to do for a living. You know, I find that extremely satisfying. Like when I come home, I feel like everything's done. It's a part of what I need in order to feel balanced. You know, so like what I'm doing right now, I don't feel balanced. Okay, and I know probably dumbass Jim was probably using the excuse, well, she needs to work part-time. Don't set the fucking standards for me. Okay, if that was something that this whole issue had something to do with Stephen, if that was the case, I haven't even seen his face in over 30-something years. If that is the case, okay, then Stephen and I would have that discussion. And then we would make that decision. But regardless, I'm going to tell you right now, okay, I will never give up what I need to do in order to support myself for anybody. Period. I won't do it. Why? Because I'm not going to put myself in a situation of, you know, why should a woman have to put herself in that sort of that vulnerable position? Why would she have to do that? You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. Like, let's just say, for example, Stephen Lyles has like $30,000 stashed away in like all these bank accounts all over the place, right? 30 million, okay? Let's say he's wealthy. I don't want his money, okay? I want my shit for myself. Okay, that may not be your bag. That may be, you know, something that, you know, well, I think a man should support. I don't think so, okay? Because things can fall apart, and then where am I? Okay? You had no right to make those decisions for me. None. Okay, I will never give up my ability to provide for myself for anyone. I'm going to make that very clear, okay? And, you know, I think that there's a balance there. You know, that's just the way it is. Work is always going to be the number one priority in my life. It has to be. And that's from a practical standpoint, you know? So, fuck off and stop getting into my life. I'm going to wrap this video up. I had to say it, okay? I had to say it, okay? And for people who watch my videos, this is about, when I spout through this stuff, this is meant directly, specifically for these people, okay? My former family. It is not meant to you, okay? You can handle your issues however you want to, okay? There's a lot of people who watch my videos. I got a few thumbs up on my last video, probably who can relate to this issue. They could probably relate because they have been the scapegoated kid. They got nosy family members or some holy roller who thinks that they have to decide other people's lives for them. You know, they probably can relate to this video, okay? They may not handle it the same way, okay? But I personally think, consider that what some people do, like some people go and they do these workplace or school yard, like, what do you call it, going postal on people. That is a very normal thing for a person to do who is under this kind of pressure, okay? So me spouting off the F word and saying a couple nasty type things, rude, maybe tactless, whatever things on this video pales in comparison as to what someone who has been through this sort of trauma and abuse for years can do. So I think I'm doing pretty good. I think I'm doing pretty good. So I'm going to wrap this video up. Have a great day.